All right, hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. You know what we love. We love food, and we love comfort food, and so do you.
Okay.
And that's what today is all about, right?
Yeah.
We're talking chicken parmesan,
We are.
but we're doing it crockpot style.
Yes.
Now, before we get into the crockpot part of it, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Chicken parmesan, where's it from?
That's a really good question.
Is this an Italian dish? Is this an American dish? What is it?
Well, a lot of people think it's straight out of Italy, but it's actually Italian-American.
Oh, really? So it's not on the menu in Rome?
No, not exactly. So think back like the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Okay.
Italian immigrants came to America,
Right.
and they brought a dish called melanzane alla parmigiana, which is eggplant parmesan.
Okay.
But chicken was cheaper and more accessible in the U.S., so they started making it with chicken.
So it's kind of like the immigrant success story, right?
Absolutely.
Came over here,
Yeah.
and, it made its way and it used what was here.
Exactly. And it turned into this like beloved American staple now, right?
Yeah, right.
You think of chicken parmesan and you think of home-cooked, comforting meal.
Absolutely. It's perfect for a family dinner,
Mm-hmm.
but, we don't always have time to slave over a hot stove.
Right.
So that's where the crock pot comes in.
Yeah, the crock pot makes it so much easier. So convenient.
Okay, so let's break it down. What are the ingredients that we need for this crock pot chicken parmesan?
Okay, well, first, of course, you need chicken breasts.
Right.
Boneless, skinless. About 4 of them.
Okay.
And then marinara sauce. 2 cups. You can use your favorite.
Right.
And then for the cheese, we need mozzarella and parmesan.
Of course, the cheese. Can't forget the cheese.
Right. So mozzarella, a cup of shredded,
Okay.
and then parmesan, just half a cup of grated.
And then I'm assuming we have seasonings too, right?
Yeah, definitely, to add flavor.
Yeah.
So Italian seasoning, about a teaspoon,
Okay.
and then a little bit of garlic powder, salt and pepper, of course, to taste.
Okay. I mean, so far this is sounding good,
Oh, yeah.
but even with the crock pot, we want to maintain a little bit of a crispiness, right?
Absolutely, we do. So for that, we need breadcrumbs,
Okay.
about a cup, and we'll use some olive oil for searing,
Right.
and then fresh basil for that little extra touch.
Perfect. Okay, so what's the first step?
Well, the first thing you want to do is season the chicken
Okay.
with the salt, pepper, garlic powder, Italian seasoning.
Season, season, season.
Yeah, get it all in there.
Got it. What's next?
Then you coat it in the breadcrumbs. This is really important, even with the crock pot,
Okay.
because it helps to create that crispy texture.
But won't it get soggy in the crock pot after a few hours?
That's why we're going to sear the chicken first.
Okay, so you get that crispy texture first.
Exactly. You sear it in a hot pan with olive oil until it's nice and golden brown.
Gotcha. And then once the chicken is seared.
Then it goes into the crock pot.
Okay.
So you pour some of the marinara sauce in the bottom of the crock pot. Like, make a little bed for the chicken,
All right.
nestle those seared chicken breasts in there,
Okay.
and then pour the rest of the marinara sauce over the top.
And then that's when you set it and forget it.
Pretty much. Yeah, you set it on low for about 4 hours,
Okay.
and that slow cooking will make the chicken so tender.
All right, so 4 hours have passed. Now what?
Okay, so after 4 hours, the chicken should be perfectly cooked.
Okay.
Time for the cheese.
The best part.
So you sprinkle the mozzarella and the parmesan over the top of the chicken. Make sure it's all covered.
All right, and then?
Then you put the lid back on the crock pot and let it cook for another 15 minutes.
Just so the cheese melts.
Exactly. You want that gooey, bubbly cheese.
Okay, and then it's done.
And then it's done, ready to eat.
Okay, so how would you serve this?
Well, I like to serve it over spaghetti,
Oh, yeah.
so the pasta can soak up all that delicious sauce.
That's the best.
You could also do garlic bread on the side,
That's a great idea.
and then for a little extra, sprinkle some fresh basil on top.
Of course, the fresh basil. It really completes the dish.
It does. It makes it look beautiful, too.
Speaking of, we love our ingredients.
Yeah.
And did you know that Parmesan cheese actually has a really long history?
I did not know that.
Like authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, it's over 900 years old.
Wow. That's older than most countries.
Right. And they have this whole consortium in Italy that regulates the production.
Really?
Yeah, to make sure that only cheese made in a specific region and using traditional methods can be called Parmigiano Reggiano.
That's amazing. I mean, it's like cheese royalty.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, before we move on, do you have any pro tips to make sure this dish turns out amazing every time?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, don't skip searing the chicken.
Right, we talked about
Even though it's an extra step, it makes a huge difference in the texture and flavor.
Right, it gets that crispy outer layer.
Yeah, exactly. And another tip, use freshly grated Parmesan.
Oh,
I know it's tempting to use the pre-grated stuff, but it doesn't taste the same.
you can really taste the difference.
Oh, yeah, big time. Freshly grated Parmesan just has a much richer, more complex flavor.
It's like using fresh garlic versus garlic powder.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And if you want extra crispy cheese, here's a little trick. After the cheese melts in the crock pot, you can put it under the broiler for a minute or two.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it creates that nice golden brown crust on top.
Perfect. All right, we are officially craving Crockpot Chicken Parmesan.
Me too.
And in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to wrap up this dish with some final thoughts.
Sounds good.
So stay tuned.
So, we talked about the history, the ingredients, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we did. We even got some pro tips. What does it all mean, though?
I think for our listeners, it means you can make something amazing. Like this dish, it's a testament to Italian-American creativity, right?
Right.
And it shows that comfort food doesn't have to be complicated. Like the crock pot does all the work for you. You just get to enjoy the deliciousness.
Exactly. And it's about connecting with those traditions, right? Like bringing a little bit of Italy into your own kitchen.
Absolutely. And, you can even put your own spin on it.
Yeah, make it your own.
Exactly. Have fun with it. That's the most important thing.
I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive on Crockpot Chicken Parmesan, I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine that aroma.
Ah, yeah.
Like garlic, herbs, melted cheese, all filling your kitchen.
It's just like wafting through the house.
Exactly. And then you gather your family, your friends, whoever you want.
Yeah.
And you share this meal together. That's steeped in history and culture.
It really brings people together, doesn't it?
It does. It's about those simple joys in life, right?
Yeah.
Good food, good company.
Absolutely. And, it's taking something like chicken Parmesan, making it your own. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be delicious.
That's it. And remember, there's always room for creativity in the kitchen. So experiment, try new things, but most importantly, have fun.
Have fun, yeah.
All right, that wraps up our deep dive into Crockpot Chicken Parmesan. We hope you enjoyed it.
We did.
And don't forget, we want to see your creations.
Yeah, share them with us.
Absolutely. Tag us on social media, show us what you're making, or visit our website, eateveryslice.com.
That's right, for more recipes and cooking tips.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep cooking, and keep eating every slice.
And happy cooking, everyone.